Okay, so what we've got here is a geometry sheet and it's on angles, and this is to measure an angle. So I'd like to just look at this first and say that we should be trying to measure this angle here. And the way you do that is you take something that looks like this, and this is called a protractor. And sometimes in some countries, I know they call it a D because it looks like a D. And then there's also, I've got another protractor here too. This D is better than this D. And it's a little easier when you're working with smaller angles than this one. This is good if you have great big angles. But this is what I've got for now, so I'm going to use that. Let's first of all do this, and then I'm going to measure this angle here. All right, so first of all, the way that you measure angles is if you can zoom right into here, please. Camera person. Okay, so if you zoom in right here, you can see that there is a 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, all the way to 180 on the outside. And then on the inside, it starts with 180 and it goes backwards. Or if you come from this side, on the inside, it starts at 0. And that's so that you can decide which one to measure from. So basically, when you have your angle, what will happen is that, for example, an angle will start, the vertex will be here, and I'm just going to draw an angle behind here so you can see what's going on. And let's say that that angle finished right, I don't have that finished right where this arrow is pointing, and so that angle would fit like that, okay? So basically what is happening is that is an angle, and what you would do is if you have it like this, it starts in the 0, so what you would want to do is say, oh, here's my angle, is between here, here, this 0. So this bottom line is always at the 0. So you want to measure then from the outside one for this one, and that would be 26 degrees. So I'm just going to turn around and 26 degrees. Now, let's say instead you didn't have this happening over here. Instead, your angle went from here and out, and it finished, so it went around like that this time instead of inside. The first one was 26 degrees, so you read from the 0 up. Now it comes from here and it goes around. So now you would read from the 0 on this side. Well, the 0 is on the inside, whereas here it was on the outside. So it's now going to be on the inside. And then you read all the way around and you say, okay, so if this is the inside, you're looking at 140, 150, and this will be about 150, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the outside, it would be 154 degrees on the outside. And that's because it was the bigger angle. Boom. And this would be the inside angle here, which would be the 26 degrees. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to measure this. Let's just do this one, and then you can measure the rest of them. This is looking like from the, well, if we're going to come around from here and go all the way up, if there was an angle that was created and it ended up here, this on the outside from the 0 up to 80, so on the outside, it is going to be 89 degrees, and on the inside, you start at 0, and we go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and a little bit. So on the inside, it would be 91 degrees. Okay, so that's how you would do it. Now, I'm going to just go through this, and I want to show you one other thing that will happen here. If you have something like this, and you need to measure, or even the D, and these are too small, and you can't measure it because you're wondering what to do, what you would do then is extend each of these lines. So you take it from the vertex, you travel along there, and you extend it out quite a bit, and then you extend the next one out quite a bit. And when you extend that out quite a bit, whoops, then you're there. Okay, now let's, what you want to do is take the line that's along here, you place that over where the vertex is. Look at this one, even has a hole in it, so I can even make sure it's right there. I need that balance there. And you also need to make sure, like, you don't go like that, because the line goes out here. That line has to go along this line. So I have to make sure that's lined up properly. And then I make sure, well, that this is on the vertex. This is a hard vertex to determine. Right there. That's on the line. Now I'm going to measure from here to here. And this line comes out right about there. And now I can measure. And I will take from the 0 point, and the 0 is on the inside this time. So I'm going to take the 0 all the way up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I'm reading from the inside. So this would be about 164, or no, 163 by the looks of it, for what I got. Okay, so that would go in there. But you need to write that out. Now, when you have a reflex angle like this, again, you're going to need to go around like this, extend it, and extend that next one. And you can then measure, again, you put this at right there, you line this line with the 0 mark. Again, this is starting here, so then it goes up to about 21 degrees, it looks like, for inside. And now you have to figure out what the outside one is. Remember, it's a total of 360 degrees. So then you'll want to subtract whatever you got on the inside, and you'll get that B. Okay? For this one, you don't even need to measure because it already tells you what it is, which is kind of fun. All right? But that's giving you some hints on how to do this and how to have some fun with this. Okay? Thank you.